Hello everyone, welcome to Come Sit at My Table. We're Tom and Melissa, and we sure do appreciate you being here. This week we are doing a series called A Taste for Blueberries, and today's recipe is for blueberry cobbler. It's absolutely delicious. So, let's get started. In our cobbler, we are going to use 3 cups of blueberries that have been washed and the stems removed. We're going to use about 1/2 teaspoon of lemon zest, and we're going to use just a little bit of the lemon juice that we'll squeeze over the berries. We're also going to use 1 1/4 cups of sugar. Now 1/4 cup will be put on the berries. The other 1 cup will go into the cobbler batter. We're also going to use 1 1/2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 stick of butter that we have melted, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1 cup of milk. So you can see that everything here is something you probably already have at home, except maybe for the blueberries and the lemon. All right, so here's how we're going to start. We're going to put our berries in a bowl, and we're going to zest this lemon. Now, I won't use the whole thing, but we will use part of it. Now, let me remind you that you need to make sure that you wash your lemon really well before you zest it. And you can do that just with some good warm water, or if you have a product, which they do have products available for fruit and vegetable wash, you can use that. But I'm going to tell you the best thing that I have found is just a little warm water and a little bit of vinegar. Just put some vinegar in a bowl or in your sink and put a little bit of vinegar in that. I don't know if you can see this or not, Melissa, but the lemon juice is just kind of running through my fingers, and I'm doing it through my fingers so that we don't get any seeds in there. So, we don't want somebody biting down on a seed when they eat their cobbler. Okay. And that's enough, just about half of it. And now we're going to just kind of toss that together a little bit. Just get those berries wet from that lemon juice. Distribute that zest. And now we're just going to sprinkle 1/4 cup of sugar over that. And again, stir that up. We just want those berries to all have a little bit of sugar on them. And get that lemon zest distributed well. All right, that looks good. There's our oven. It is preheated to 400 degrees, and we will bake this for about 35 to 40 minutes. All right, in a separate bowl, we're going to add our other 1 cup of sugar. We'll add all of the flour, 1 1/2 cups. We're going to add 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder. So there's 1 1/2. We will also add 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And now we are going to whisk that together. We just want to make sure that's combined really well. Now that we have that combined, we are going to add our liquid ingredients. By the way, I have sprayed with nonstick spray an 8x8 baking dish. You just need to use something that's about a 2-liter dish. And I have already sprayed that with nonstick spray. All right, so in goes our butter. This is a really quick one, guys. This is such a good old-fashioned recipe. This recipe has been around forever. It's just a good country southern recipe for blueberry cobbler. And I think you can probably use any fruit in this cobbler. Blackberries, peaches, anything you want to use like that, you can do. All right, so let's just whisk that together. Make sure it's completely combined. You don't want to see any flour left in it, but you will see lumps. There will be some lumps in it. You do not need to worry about making it smooth. Melissa, can you see how there are lumps down in there?
Yes, we can.
Okay. You don't want to worry about trying to get those lumps out. As soon as all the flour is combined and you can't see any more flour, you're ready. Now, I did butter my pan and then spray it just because, well, you know, blueberries have a tendency to kind of stick to the edges. But I may have gone overboard with that. You probably don't need to butter it and spray it. All right, so let's just get all of our batter in. We don't want to waste any of that, so let's get it all out of there. And now we're going to just kind of lightly spoon our blueberries right over top of that batter. So I'm just going to take a spoon and gently put them right on there. You don't want to stir this. Leave the berries right on top. We're not going to stir them in. You want the berries to bake down in that batter, and you want the batter to come up around them, but you don't want to stir them together. So just leave them right there on top. If you feel like your berries are literally sitting on top of the batter and not sinking at all, you may want to take your dish after you get them all in there and just kind of tap it on your countertop. I would probably put a dish towel down before I did that. But just kind of tap it on your countertop so that they do just kind of settle down in there a little bit. Now, after you've got all your berries in there, you do want to scrape your bowl and get all of that sugar and juice out of the bowl and just kind of drizzle it around. That's a lot of good flavor right there. So you want to put that in there with it. If you have berries that are kind of piled up in one pile, just move them around a little bit. That won't hurt anything. And you can see that I do have some berries that are just kind of sitting right up there on top. So I'm going to grab here's my dish towel. Grab my towel and put it down. And I'm just going to kind of 1, 2, 3 times. That just kind of settles them. Now, our oven is preheated to 400 and we are going in for 35 to 40 minutes. During that time, the blueberries will kind of sink into the batter a little bit and the batter will cook up around them. All right, into the oven we go. Our cobbler baked for exactly 40 minutes. You do not want to overbake this cobbler. It would be best to underbake it a little rather than overbake it. So 35 to 40 minutes at the maximum. You just want to make sure that the center is not jiggly. So it's almost time to do a taste test. But first, let's do our blueberry trivia that we've been doing this week. Yesterday's question was, which month is National Blueberry Month? Well, many of you may have already known that April 28th is National Blueberry Pie Day and assume that April is National Blueberry Month. But that's not right. National Blueberry Month is July, which is why we're doing our series on blueberries this month. Now, today's trivia question is a two-parter, and it's the last one we're going to do in this series, even though we are having a video tomorrow, because tomorrow's video will be the last one in the series, and we didn't think we should do a question and then not be able to answer it. So tomorrow I'll just give you some facts on blueberries. But today's question is a two-parter, and the first part is, which state has the blueberry as its state fruit? And the second part is, which state has the blueberry muffin as its state muffin?
There's a state muffin?
Who knew that there was a state muffin? But we do have a state that has claimed the blueberry muffin as its state muffin. So if you can come up with the answers to those, or if you just want to make a guess, go down in the comment section and answer each of those. Which state claims the blueberry as its state fruit, and which state claims the blueberry muffin as its state muffin?
I don't think it's Kentucky, but I need to know if we have a state muffin.
I don't think so.
Well, we've eliminated one for everybody.
I'll research that. Yeah, it's not Kentucky. Okay, this is hot.
Am I right? Didn't your parents used to have cobbler with milk poured over it?
Yes, they never put ice cream on their cobbler. I'm glad you said that. I'd forgotten.
I don't know why. Just when you got ready to take that, I thought
They would
I could see your parents doing that.
They did. They would put their cobbler in a bowl, and they would pour a little milk on top of their cobbler and sprinkle sugar on it. That's the only way I ever saw them eat cobbler. I'm glad you said that.
I don't know.
That's a good memory. I might just have to try that with some cobbler.
Yep, you should.
Yeah, I should. All right, let's try it. You all, this is just crazy good. This is ridiculous. This really shouldn't be legal. Oh my goodness, this is so delicious. That is so good. The rest of that's going in a bowl with a little milk and some sugar. Just for my mom and dad. Thank you so much for watching our video. We do appreciate it. Remember that right under this video, there is a description box. You'll see the title of the recipe. If you'll click on that title, that box will expand. Melissa always puts the written recipe right there for you. And under that recipe, you'll find our contact information. If you would like to send us recipes, a recipe or recipes for us to consider for this channel, for
our
Subscriber Sunday series, you can mail those to us. Also, right under this video, you'll see a thumbs up button. That's the like button. We would appreciate you clicking it. And if you haven't before, we sure would appreciate you clicking that subscribe button, the little notification bell beside of it, and the word all. That just joins you to our page and makes sure that you see all of our videos. YouTube will always notify you when we add a new one. And then, of course, there is the place at the bottom where you can leave a comment, and we love reading your comments. So please go below and leave us a comment. Just say hi, if nothing else. But we love hearing from you.
Let us know your trivia answers.
That's true. And leave us your trivia answers today. We're anxious to see what you guess. Or maybe you already know those answers. Thank you so much for watching our videos. We do appreciate it more than we could ever explain. And we want you to remember that you are always welcome to come sit at my table. Have a wonderful day.